What's up, locals? Today we are taking a look at the Chainfinder Rangefinder from discstore.com. And I'm excited about this one. If you watched our other rangefinder video where we looked at the Bushnell Edge rangefinder and the MVP Parsec, there are many similarities between the Parsec and the Chainfinder here. Starting with the case. You'll remember that I loved the case on the Parsec. It was like one of my favorite features of it. This like nice, hard protective case with this string that can just kind of fall back. You've got this little like elasticized band along the side here that keeps this from opening right up. Exact same idea. Even the fingerprint of the rangefinder feels almost identical. This one's in white. So it feels very similar to the Parsec. It's got USB charging on the side here, and but there are some notable differences with this over the Parsec. Now, if you remember that Parsec video, I also talked about the view on the Edge from Bushnell just felt like it was easier to look through. It felt bigger. It felt like the view was just, you know, I could look at it with sunglasses or glasses on. I didn't have to like, you know, be right up against my eye. I could actually be back a bit, and even the filming was easier. So I was nervous about this one because when I realized the case was the same and the body felt similar, I thought, oh, we're kind of in the same boat here. And I will say that in terms of the view, it is the same viewing experience. So, you know, that is a slight setback, but this offers some interesting features, and in some ways it actually reduced the number of features, but that was beneficial. Let me explain. So for starters, you've got two buttons on top. You've got a power button and a mode button here. This will do feet, and it will do meters, and it will do yards like the Parsec. But you'll notice on this side here, it's actually got a little speaker grill, and that's because this will actually report back to you with audio feedback. It will actually read back to you the reading.
13.9 feet.
So if you're picking that up, it's giving me that feedback right in it, which is lovely to have. Like, to hear that back is so good.
32.2 feet.
And then the other thing it offers is an LCD screen on the other side. So for the work that I'm doing, where I'm doing disc reviews and testing discs and distances, you know, I might be picking off the distance of the disc from where I was doing the testing from, and it might have said it, but you know, maybe I'm out and I'm trying to do a few things at the same time, and it actually holds that information on screen either until it turns off or until you enter your next reading. So super helpful to be seeing that distance like right on the screen. The screen's fairly bright. I didn't have any issues with the brightness of it, so I found it pretty easy to use outdoors. It wasn't like I was, you know, trying to see it. I felt like even though it's an LCD screen over an OLED, still extremely bright, and I think the audio feedback was great. Now, the other thing I started to mention there, also in terms of physical characteristics, it's also got the thread on the bottom for a tripod if you were going to be setting it up, you know, on a course and you wanted to be doing, you know, you're trying to measure distances, maybe you're doing some course planning and you're trying to figure out distances for the course. You know, a tripod really does guarantee, you know, your accuracy there. This rangefinder reduces the number of modes, but I actually think that that's a benefit. So we've got vertical distance, golf compensation, and a linear mode. So with these three modes, basically vertical distance, it's showing me, you know, how high or how low the basket is in relation to myself so that I can make that adjustment. I've got that linear mode, and then golf compensation mode. And then it does also have a memory of 20 slots, just like the Parsec does. And, you know, I feel like that's what I need. I think some of the additional modes in the Parsec, you know, if you accidentally hit the mode button, you got to kind of scroll through all of these different modes just to get back to either the measurement mode, the linear mode, or that vertical distance mode, or, you know, golf compensation mode, where you can actually hold. Golf compensation mode means you can hold down the button as you pan and tilt. You can basically get real-time data coming through. Now, it's not updating maybe as fast as I'd like it to, in terms of, you know, as I'm kind of panning across to try to make sure I've got that basket locked. But, you know, aside from that, You know, it's got the features in it that I need. Having the audio feedback or the audio where it's reading me the distances as well as the screen here makes this a very unique option, extremely versatile. And for my work where I'm doing disc measurements all the time in a field, having that visual on the screen makes it so nice to have. So I'm a huge fan of this little rig right here. Again, it's got the really nice feel too with the grip on the top here. You can see there's a grip on the bottom, so easy to hold on to. Again, it's a nice size, super small, but you know, comfortable to hold. You know, I guess the one thing I'd say is, do I wish it had the view of the Bushnell Edge? Absolutely. But I think the feature set in this, you know, you got to kind of weigh out what's obviously important to you. And obviously in that one, I really valued that piece. But on this one here, I've got kind of the best modes. I can hear the distances read back to me, and if I happen to miss it, I've got it right on screen here. It's USB chargeable. Like to me, it's kind of got everything. So I've been super happy with this unit so far. I will leave a link to where you can get yours down in the description. Also, just want to say that discstore.com has given us a promo code. So if you use, I will leave it up on screen here. If you use the promo code, it is good for 10% off your rangefinder and anything else at discstore.com. As always, we will see you in the next one. This is Local. We are local.